Good morning, everyone. December 8th, welcome to another episode of Meet the Experts. This is episode 38. We are closing in on the end of the year. We're closing in on our 40th episode. We've got 3 more this year. So it's just, this has been so much fun. I'm so glad that we started doing Meet the Experts. Let me adjust my camera here a little bit. So glad that we've been doing this show now for quite a while, but that we got serious about it this year because we've met some really, really fascinating entrepreneurs and business owners. It's, I want to say it's been a labor of love, but I have a great team that's been helping us produce the episodes and doing a lot of things behind the scenes, from a graphic standpoint, social media standpoint, just management standpoint, planning, research. My whole team has been amazing through this. I could not get even to, I don't think I could have got to episode 25 by myself, let alone 38. And we are going to keep cranking them out. And today I have another super special, awesome guest, someone who I actually met quite a while ago, probably almost a year ago now. We had a conversation through the digital marketer community. And you know, we kind of stayed in touch through email a little bit. And she had reached out to me and I was like, hey, you should come on the show. But today is going to be Juanita Blankumsee, and she understands the power of music. I mean, she just knows how music works in with marketing and how your emotional, mental, physical well-being all plays a part and ties in with music. And it's all about sparking creativity, having fun. And I'm going to let her tell you all about that right now. So without further ado, let me bring my friend Juana up on screen. Good morning. How are you?
I'm well, Jay. How are you?
Awesome. I just got back from Austin, Texas, and so I was like, wow, I got a quick turnaround on this episode. But when I saw that it was you, I was like, this is going to be a fun episode. So thanks for coming on.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, Jay.
Well, tell us a little bit more about you and what you do.
Sure. So my name is Juanita, founder of WorkFlora. I also go by Juana Sky, which is an artist name based on my name. Background as a music teacher, and I'm very passionate about music, music education, and just educational equity in general. So WorkFlora is just an outgrowth of, how I want to position service, to the world, and how I want to direct my energy to bring music opportunities to myself, to others, and create more space for revenue generation through music commissions, music education, music performance, and advocacy. So, yeah.
I love that. So, the next question really is all about those products and services, to dive a little bit deeper into them. And then I might have a follow-up on that because it's something that I was just triggering. If I don't forget, I'll ask it. But
Sure.
Share some of your main products and services, and really, who do they help? Like, who's your target audience with those products and services as well?
Sure. So, based on my background as a music educator, right now, most of the products that I have, or actually all the products that I have, are going to be education related. So my primary instrument is voice. I taught K through 12 voice for many years. And so I have a vocal care and practice methods course on this site called Blueprinted. So that is an online course that people can purchase. The target audience for that is anyone who is, interested in just like public speaking, singers, and also English language learners. Perhaps if you are interested in like accent reduction and things like this, you can take this voice lesson course, and it will help you with enunciation and diction. Once the course is purchased, I help participants go through a series of exercises to extend range, to just kind of smooth out things in their voice and how they use it, how they care for it, and just to be able to sing without hurting themselves.
That's super cool. I really,
Yeah.
what resonated was like people who English might not be their first language, and you were saying like to reduce their accent. I never really
Mhm.
thought about singing in that way before, or for that purpose. That's wild.
Yeah.
Have you ever done anything as far as like composing music that you could sell so people could use them in videos or other projects that they're doing?
Yes, absolutely. That's part of the music commission vertical.
Okay.
So yeah, I often, I'm in the process now of doing lots of outreach to businesses to see if they want, original custom-made music for commercials, for marketing, podcasts, really just anything. Sometimes I find indie producers who are doing short films to see if they need scoring done. So yes, the first client I had was a yoga studio, and they needed some music for their yoga webinar podcasting. So I did that. But yeah, I'm definitely looking for opportunities to write music for sure.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot of people in the film industry, but there is somebody here in Greensboro that I might connect you with that I know who is
Okay.
like an independent short film producer.
Awesome.
So it's great. That's one of the reasons I love to get to know more and dive deeper with people, is because you never know when you might be able to just make that connection, right? You never know when a connection
Right.
is going to happen. So if I can play connector in any way, that's great. So I didn't know that, but I know that I have used programs or bought music to license. So that was why I kind of asked that other one.
Hmm.
So let me ask you this. Has anyone told you, like either recently or lately, something like, whether it was a win that you got them or a testimonial that you just hold near and dear to your heart, that you always think about when like, this is what people say about me?
Sure. Yeah, I worked with this music composer and a director named Stephen Rogers, and he writes these pretty lavish, musical theater productions. And so he gave me a review on LinkedIn, and said I was great to work with, and professional, etc. And and I am, I am very professional when it comes to what I'm doing. And so, just like any other job, when you're a musician, you have to show up on time, and you know get the rehearsals done, and practice, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of detail to like everything that we do, even though most of the time we make it look easy, right? It's not so easy. There's a lot of energy that goes into it. And so working with Stephen was really great, because he was just one of those people that recognized that, valued that, and championed me. So that's been really, really a blessing.
That's fantastic. It's always
Yeah.
nice when you get somebody who is kind of who you might look at, or who may be just more of a big deal, like, and somebody that's
Yeah.
like, wow, like that's amazing that they took notice or that they said something nice. I did
Yeah.
I did want to say that one of our viewers is a friend of mine, Cherish, right now. Her
Oh,
name is Cherish.
wonderful.
She's in South Carolina. She's in a networking group that I'm in, and she knows some film producers in Greenville, South Carolina. So look at this. We're gonna be making you some
Awesome.
connections. Thanks, Cherish.
Thank you, Cherish.
Well, cool. Um, so you've mentioned a couple times about music education, teaching, right? So the next question, we always call it the earned it, learned it, improved your authority question, right? So tell us a little
Yes.
bit about some of your educational or certification or just any credentials that you bring with you professionally.
Sure. Well, I've definitely earned it by just simply being a musician pretty much since I was a child. Growing up singing in churches, did the whole, worship team thing for a while, was the, singer, pianist in that space. In high school, I studied like advanced music theory, taught myself how to play piano, and taught myself a little bit of music theory. Clarinet was my first instrument. And then I went on to do a lot more voice stuff. So we did like show choirs and stuff like that. So did that for about 2 or 3 years in high school. Went on to study music at Virginia Commonwealth University. So I studied music education and vocal performance. When you study music education, you have to kind of learn how to play everything. So, you know, I can play most things except for the brass instruments. I kind
Okay.
of like, I kind of bowed out before learning the brass instruments and guitar. So, you know, I utilize those skills for composition. So it makes me really good at that aspect. Yeah, so I did that. Then I taught in public schools for a while as a elementary school music teacher, and then privately, you know, working with adult students and youth minors. I actually had one adult student who went on to get like a record label and do some pretty great stuff. So you know that was good to see, and yeah, I've just been. It's always just been, you know, my main thing. So yeah, I've been doing
That
it
right
for
there's
quite
another
some
huge
time.
customer win, right? You led
Yeah,
somebody to down the path towards a record contract, which is awesome. So,
yeah,
so I, like you, although not nearly as accomplished or talented, I'm sure. I started my musical career on the recorder in third grade or second grade.
nice.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
But I too was never much of a brass instrument player. I did end up playing bass in a punk rock band for a couple of years. A lot of my friends and family and anybody on social might know that. But
hmm,
so being self-taught is, I I don't recommend that necessarily. Like, it's pretty hard. Like, it's always nice to have a mentor or a coach or a teacher that can help you
hmm.
along the way. And I think I commend you totally for learning piano on your own, because I have tried piano through my whole life, never seriously dedicated myself to it. But to me, I always say to people, if you understand music theory and you can play the piano, I really don't think there's much that's ever really going to limit you too much, whichever direction you go down in music. Because I think that
Right.
piano and music theory combined encompass like such a wide range of instruments and knowledge. Would you agree?
Absolutely, for sure. And that's why, you know, there are so many tools out here for musicians and people who want to learn music and want to compose. And I think it's great. It's so much easier, right?
Mhm.
You don't necessarily have to know music theory to be successful at like creating music if you have a good ear. But if you do take the time to dig in, it really expands your horizons and what you can do with music and, you know, how you can engage. And be able to, you know, do things like scoring, because when you have a story in front of you and then you have to match music to it, you know, that's definitely a skill, you know, and
Yeah.
it's a lot of work. So you know, I'm also working on a music theory course that I want to roll out soon, to, you know, provide that resource, especially for people like producers or rappers and things like that who may have a skill in one area but maybe didn't have a chance to dig into music on the theory side.
Awesome. I love that. So listen,
Yeah,
I know kind of backstage, you were saying that your laptop may be dying here
may
shortly.
die. Yeah, I mean, I
Um,
can run and like get the cord and come back, but you know, it was full throttle here before I got on, and something is going on with my computer where it just doesn't hold a charge.
I
So
have, it's up to you. I have two questions left. So it's
okay.
probably 5 or 6 minutes. If you think you can make 5 or 6 minutes, we'll do it. But if you would rather run and get your cord so you don't die, I can sing and dance poorly for about 30 seconds until you come back. It's up to
I
you.
would. Maybe we can put some hold music on here. I'm so sorry, Jay.
No,
I
go ahead and run and get your
did
cord.
not
I'll put myself
realize.
back in full screen and we'll get you back on as soon as you come back.
Okay, awesome.
Great. All right. Hey, look, that's the power of live video, right? I'm just, it's always better to say, hey, why don't we take a quick break in the middle of a live stream, so that Juana can get her charging cable, and come back, because it would be a lot worse if she just suddenly dropped off the screen. That's really not so good for a live stream. No, I don't think so, right? I do appreciate my friend Cherish checking in today from beautiful South Carolina and helping us with a potential connection or networking partner for Juana while she's getting that charger. If anyone watching this episode knows of any, you know, musicians, singers, aspiring singers, maybe independent film producers, hey, let me know or put it in the comments, and we'll get that passed along to Juana, and yeah, hopefully we can utilize this platform to make some great connections, right? So while she's getting her connections squared away and getting her laptop cable back in, and I think she's coming back now, I will say that we have 3 more episodes coming up in the next 2 weeks before Christmas, and those are the last 3 of the year. And so tune in. I think it's next Tuesday, next Thursday, and then the following Tuesday, which is around the 21st, 20th, or 20th, maybe, I think is the last episode of the year. Now, I do see that Juana is back, and hopefully we are on full charge. So let me bring her back up so we can finish out this episode. You made it back.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. I was able to sing and dance for a minute. So,
Awesome.
so good. So we're all plugged in. We're good to go.
Yes.
All right. Well, listen, I only have a couple more questions. The episodes are usually 20, 25 minutes, and we're right on time, right on track, even with our little break. So let me ask you this, and this is kind of I have 3 favorite parts to the interviews, and this is one of those 3 favorite parts. Personally, professionally, life, what are you really thankful for?
What am I really thankful for? I am thankful for those moments where I just have really good connections with people, and being able to just kind of share in those joyful moments where we're, helping each other, and able to, let our hair down a bit, for sure. And, overall, just the opportunity to be able to start and run a business has been an amazing kind of thing. I'm still learning so much, but I feel like the skills that I've acquired from this process, and this is my second rodeo, with business building, have just been invaluable. And I feel like it gives me opportunity to serve others in other capacities, so that I can hone those skills and then use them to grow my business even better. So
I love the letting your hair down vulnerability analogy. I think that's really great when you can find those type of people to connect with, right? Those are the important connections in our lives, for sure. And then, one of the things that I think you said without saying it, so I'm going to paraphrase, it was almost like never stop growing, never stop learning, right? Like, no matter how many times you start a business, I often like to think that, like, well, if I'm not growing, I'm dying, right? Like, if I'm not moving forward, I'm moving backwards. Like, there is no time's not going to stop, right?
Right. Right.
So it's I love that. I love that.
I have about 5 core values, and when I'm doing this kind of work and in this space like this, I feel like I'm living those values. It's fun, curiosity, growth, development, and integrity. And so I feel like some people think that business owners are just, we're trying to make money, right? And but really, like, when you're a business owner, you're a servant. So servant leadership is something that resonates with the whole growth development. So
100%
teacher, why I'm here. Yeah.
Those are amazing, and those are amazing core values, and I'm glad you got those in during the interview to talk about that, because it's really good to let people know those things. And yeah, I've often joked that I started my business so I could be my own boss, and every client I get is just another new boss. So I ended up with a lot more bosses than I had, right?
Yeah.
So it's being a servant. Being servant leadership is 100% true and accurate. But I really do think that, like, obviously it's okay, if you're helping people to make money, you're helping somebody get to where they want to be, or get what they want, or get this. We talk about, people don't sell products and services, they sell transformations, they sell the change. So if you can take somebody from this before state to their desired after state, then it's totally awesome to get paid to do that, because you are really making a difference for somebody. So that nothing's ever wrong with that. I hope that your building's not the one on fire out there, but
Oh no, but yeah, there's always this fire department right around the corner. But that's the great thing about music. Music is transformational in nature. If you're listening to it, you're having an internal transformation. If you're participating in creating a song, you're finding a healthy outlet for your emotions and just personal development and growth. And if you're, doing it with others, you're connecting and building with others. So it's just all around, like, I just feel like it's the best thing for people to be doing.
Totally. Music just brings so much to so many people. So I'm so grateful that, there are people like you that can help people do that. And I love music, big fan of music in many, many forms and fashions. So it's always cool to get to talk to somebody who has, even more of a passion for it, in my opinion. So here, this is we're going to wrap it up, but there, in every business, in every career, in every aspect of anything that we need to do as business people, we have to sell our products and services, right? And whenever we talk to people, there's always, in every industry, there are like the frequently asked questions, right? Or there's always an objection that you have to overcome. So the reason I want to ask this on video is because you could then take it and put it on your website and be like, here's the answer once and for all, and drive people to that, right? So
Gotcha.
Are there some questions that you get all the time, or any objections that you have to overcome? And can you share a little details as to like how you answer those?
Sure. Well, I am very much in the beginning stages of all of this, so I don't know if I have encountered all of the objections. And it's definitely like a part of the process that I'm looking forward to learning a bit more about, like the customer, the end user, what they expect and think and want. So I can only probably give about 2 examples from 2 verticals. So when it comes to like the education side, like private lessons, things like that, sometimes there is a little bit of pushback on, maybe they feel like it's expensive, or, maybe a client might feel like they don't want to do like a tuition model, which is what I use for private lessons. And my pushback is simply, there are many services, right, that you can go to, but the value of it is that schedules are limited. So you can only work with one person at a time for the most part. If that other person isn't available, that's why I'm here. Also, I start at 3 years old, and many piano lesson teachers will wait until 4 or 5, or try to avoid the early education age. And so that's part of the difference, which people seem to value and enjoy that aspect. Also, because of the way I do things, it ends up being very much kind of like artist development for youth versus just lessons. Like we're learning things, but we're focusing on composition and creating a portfolio for them, because I feel like people should not wait to live their lives and do things that have impact and value. So that's the same way that I approach working with a student, no matter how old they are. Yeah. So hope that answers the question on that aspect.
Totally did. And it generated one last quick follow-up question that I wanted to throw out there. So you said a lot of piano teachers don't start till students are 4 or 5, and you start at 3. Is there any particular reason why a lot of people wait, and why you did it earlier? What was your reasoning for that, or what have you found that a 3-year-old can do, or that's not too early for them to do?
Sure. Well, children can do way more than people think or expect sometimes. Many times the logic behind starting at 4 or 5 is because of like finger independence, things like this. However, if a young child who is 3 is showing interest and like playing with it at all, I definitely think it's worth it. I've done it before. You have to adjust things for their small hands and maybe just use like 2 or 3 notes and things like that. But they're still getting the core aspects of like rhythm and reading and solfege, etc. So that base is built sooner, and using things like Dalcroze, so rhythm and body, and really kind of getting it in there. So by the time they're 4, they're playing 2-octave scales up and down the piano, and that's happened with some of my students. And so it's really amazing to see that they're not afraid of the work. So
I love that. I have a 7-year-old, and she, she's my heart. But from you said about like we don't always give kids the right amount of credit, right? We don't think they can do certain things, and they can surprise us all the time. Like, how did you learn that? Where did you learn that? How do you? So I think that's amazing. I think it's a really great, unique selling proposition for you too, is to be like, hey, start your kids earlier. They'll be so much more developed, than other kids or their peers. So, well, very cool.
When it comes to, I did want to address the objection when it comes to music commissions. Most of the time, the only thing I hear is like, oh wow, that's a little bit more than I expected. But I always kind of come back with, well, the value is that you're getting something that's mixed and mastered. I am not an audio engineer, so like that's kind of part of the team. It's part of the price. The musicians that I can call on to help create these things are amazing musicians who are doing amazing things. So it's about the value of time and making sure that like you have a quality piece of track, and so it's worth it, and it's kind of market rate.
Yeah. Oh, if it's market rate and it's good, then you're delivering more value than what the market would typically charge. And then I don't think it's expensive anymore. But I guess probably framing that to get them to see it is exactly the challenge. So yeah. Well, listen, Juana, I'm so glad you came on today. I think it's been a tremendous episode, definitely filled with a lot of really cool value. I hope that I hope you can use this video in a multitude of ways, which I'm going to talk about once I let you go from the screen. But thank you so much for being our guest today, and I'm so glad that we can get to stay in touch every now and then, and hopefully we can make connections for one another.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe we'll do. Maybe we can do another one where I sing a little ditty. So that'll be fun.
That would be awesome. I don't want to put you on the spot. Is that something you wanted to do from your sound booth there at the co-working space?
My sound booth. Do I have time? I mean, I don't know.
Go ahead. I'll put you on the spot.
I can sing a verse.
All right.
I can sing a verse. Sure. So this is a song I've been working on called "Whisper Not." Yeah. Sing low, sing clear, sweet words in my ear, not a whisper of despair, but love's own prayer. Sing on until you bring back the thrill of a sentimental tune that died too soon. A harmony was lost, but you forgave, I forgot. Whisper not of quarrels past, we've had our last. So now we'll be on key constantly. Love will whisper on eternally. I'll leave it at that.
Wow! Yes, kudos. Let's give you the big clap.
You.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I got chills when you sang that. And then anytime I hear an exceptional singer, that's usually what happens. So thank you so much for that serenade. I love it. Well, listen. Go ahead. You can hang out backstage. I'll be back with you as soon as we end the broadcast for a couple of minutes. But thank you so much for coming on today.
All right. Thank you. Bye, Jay.
All right. Take care. Wow, that was awesome. What an awesome way to end this episode of Meet the Experts with Juana giving us a little ditty, which was absolutely phenomenal. Meet the Experts. If you would like to be a future guest on Meet the Experts, this is changing by Tuesday. This link will change. It is going to be meettheexpertspodcast.com. It's an entirely new experience for people to see and go through and book their episode. But if you want to be a future guest for right now, you can still go to guests.howto.agency. Look, we do these interviews and then we can help you promote them when it's done, right? So we have we have 2 packages actually, where we can actually do it with you and do a lot of the video post-production and splintering it up and help you with the social media stuff and the website stuff and press release and upload it to all the podcast platforms. We can kind of get that all prepared for you and done. Or you could just give us the keys to your website and social media and YouTube, and we will do it for you. We will promote the heck out of the episode, and schedule it out for 3, 6, 9, or 12 months. Happy to do that with any guest. So if you want to be a guest on Meet the Experts, there is no cost up front to be a guest. There's no cost on the back either, if that's all you want to do. We give all of our guests the full video, and you can do whatever you'd like with the episode. But if you think that it's going to collect virtual dust and you need help doing something with it, we're happy to help. But listen, so I got 3 more episodes from now till the end of the year. We're going to end the year at episode 41, and we are booked into January pretty solid, and looking forward to a massive year of Meet the Experts next year. We're also going to stop not live stream every single one. We're going to start doing some recorded ones too, which will give us the ability to produce even more content and work with more business owners. So until next time, again, my name is Jay Vix with JVI Mobile Marketing and howto.agency, and I can't wait to see you on a future Meet the Experts. Take care, everybody.